During the golden age of Hong Kong cinema, erotic films emerged as a unique film genre. Not only did they hold a place in the film market at that time, but they also occupied a significant space and gave rise to many unforgettable erotic stars. But do you know who among the many erotic stars in Hong Kong had the highest popularity? I believe many people would certainly say it's Yip Qi, known as a sex symbol. Or perhaps it's the irresistible charm of Yip Ching. However, neither of them actually had the highest popularity. Yip Ching didn't even make the top 3. Yip Qi was at the very end. Today, we will review the top 10 erotic stars with the highest popularity in Hong Kong cinema. I will intersperse some of their life experiences along the way to explore why they possess beauty, charm, and acting skills led them to take the path of becoming erotic stars. Since the video is quite long, it has been divided into 2 parts. 1. Wu Jiali. Wu Jiali was born in 1963 in Hong Kong, China. Wu Jiali said in an interview that she wanted to be an actress from a very young age, because during her childhood, her biggest hobby was watching TV dramas. Later, to fulfill her dream of becoming an actress, at the age of 18, she took the exam for the 10th TVB artist training class, and successfully passed the exam. In 1982, Wu Jiali graduated with excellent results from the artist training program, and officially signed with TVB to become an actress. Wu Jiali originally thought that with her beautiful appearance and outstanding acting skills, she would quickly make a name for herself at TVB and carve out her own space. But what she didn't expect was that while filming, the director only cast her in minor roles, such as maids and palace girls. Meanwhile, Kiki Sheng, who graduated in the same year, was cast in important roles right after graduation. Moreover, she quickly became the star talent highly promoted by TVB. At first, Wu Jiali didn't know what the difference was between her and Kiki Sheng. She didn't understand why the executives and directors at TVB were unwilling to give her a chance to be the lead. Later, she found out that the reason she didn't receive TVB's promotion was because of her image problem. At that time, the most popular image in Hong Kong was that of the innocent and pure young woman. And Wu Jiali's appearance was not only too mature, but also had a touch of worldliness. Therefore, the executives and directors at TVB weren't optimistic about her, so they often cast her in minor supporting roles with limited screen time. Later, after Wu Jiali's contract expired, she chose to leave TVB. Upon leaving, Wu Jiali made a bold declaration. She said she wanted to prove with her skills that she could play the leading role. As long as someone was willing to let her play the lead, she didn't mind filming some daring scenes. Once this statement was made, Wu Jiali received numerous film offers. Although she later appeared in several erotic films, she actually did not have many nude scenes in those films, because she wanted to prove herself through her acting skills, rather than through physical appearance. In 1993, Wu Jiali won the Best Actress Award at the 30th Golden Horse Awards for her outstanding performance in the erotic film, Rang Xan Ru Tai. Won the Best Actress Award at the 30th Golden Horse Awards in Taiwan. Although this film is an erotic film, it actually does not have much erotic content. It's mostly psychological drama. Therefore, Wu Jiali was able to win the award for this film, entirely based on her acting skills. After her acting skills were recognized, Wu Jiali basically stopped participating in erotic films. My name is Grave Block Celestial. 2. Yip Qi. Yip Qi was born in Hong Kong, China, in 1966. Yip Qi's childhood dream was not to become an actress, but she became a beautician, because she loved to dress up from a very young age. She really enjoyed dressing herself up. So after graduating from high school, she dropped out to learn beauty techniques. But after a few months of studying, she realized that she wasn't suited for the beauty industry, so she directly resigned. Just when she didn't know what to do, she suddenly found that being a star allowed her to dress beautifully every day, and she could wear new clothes every day. So she went to apply for ATV's 3rd artist training course, and she successfully passed the exam. In 1985, after graduating from the training course, Yip Qi was immediately signed by ATV. Yip Qi, originally possessing beauty, charm, and acting skills, was able to receive ATV's strong support right after graduation. However, her luck wasn't very good, because that year, ATV held the first Miss Asia beauty pageant. Due to this beauty pageant, it brought high viewership to ATV. Therefore, ATV allocated all its resources to those who emerged from this pageant, like Yip Qi and others. However, newcomers like Yip Qi, who had no fame, could only play minor roles in the company. At first, Yip Qi only played minor roles in period dramas, because at that time, the most popular genre in Hong Kong was period dramas. She thought it was easier to gain fame by playing minor roles in period dramas. But once, while Yip Qi was playing a minor role in a period drama, starring ATV's leading actor La Loc Lam, La Loc Lam told her, "With your looks and figure, you'll never gain fame by playing minor roles in period dramas. Just take a look. Those who can play the female leads in period dramas Aren't they all petite, innocent, and adorable? I suggest you play minor roles in modern dramas instead. Yip Chi-mei followed La Loc Lam's advice. From then on, she began to take minor roles in the company's fashion dramas. She started to play extra roles, and before long, she received many important supporting roles with substantial screen time. My nickname is Bobo. It's Bobo, who grew up in the orphanage with you. Just as Yip Chi-mei was ready to make her mark at ATV suddenly faced a change. There was not only a change in management, but they even changed owners. After the new boss took over, ATV's ratings started to decline further. At this time, Yip Chi-mei's contract was also about to expire. She knew that staying at ATV any longer wouldn't lead to much development for her. Thus, she considered switching jobs. Initially, Yip Chi-mei planned to jump to TVB, but she hadn't even applied to TVB yet, when a high-ranking official from Shaw Brothers took the initiative to extend an olive branch to her, and promised to make her famous. So when Yip Chi-mei's contract with ATV expired, she immediately signed with Golden Harvest. After joining Golden Harvest, Yip Chi-mei participated in several films, but her acting career always remained lukewarm, until 1988, when Hong Kong implemented relevant laws for film classification, officially launching the three-tier system. The implementation of the three-tier system provided filmmakers with a new avenue to explore. Thus, Golden Harvest immediately established a film company dedicated to producing erotic films, namely Mainland Film Production Company, Ltd. At that time, the head of this company was Chua Lam, known as one of the 4 great talents of Hong Kong. Previously, Chua Lam had been a producer at Golden Harvest. After this company was established, Chua Lam's first film was Erotic Tales from the Strange Stories from a Chinese studio. While preparing for this film, Chua Lam believed that Yip Chi-mei had great potential to become an erotic star, so he took the initiative to approach Yip Chi-mei, hoping she could star in this film. At first, Yip Chi-mei didn't want to act in erotic films, but Chua Lam insisted she take the role. He visited her repeatedly to persuade her to star in this film. With Chua Lam's constant persuasion, Yip Chi-mei eventually agreed to Chua Lam. However, she made one request, that it would be suggestive without explicit nudity. After this film was released, it grossed over 10 million at the box office. Yip Chi-mei also became famous because of this film. She became an overnight sensation. From then on, more directors sought her for erotic films. Although Yip Chi-mei later appeared in several erotic films, she insisted on being suggestive without explicit nudity. This also led to her later films having lower and lower box office earnings, and her film offers became fewer and fewer. Eventually, she reached a point where there were no roles left to film. After having no films to shoot, Yip Chi-mei gradually faded out of the entertainment industry. We women, when the lights are off, it's all the same. The third one is Shu Qi. In 1976, Shu Qi was born in Taiwan, China. Shu Qi once said in an interview, she was very afraid of her parents when she was young, because her parents would often take out their anger on her. Shu Qi also said, it was precisely because she was often scolded by her parents in childhood, that she had the idea of running away from home at a very young age. The thought of running away from home arose. In 1991, at the age of 15, Shu Qi decided to leave home, to live independently. But while the dream was rich, reality was quite harsh. After she left home, she realized that she had no survival skills at all. Although she had many jobs after leaving home, because she had no skills and no education, she could only take on some low-level jobs, and the pay for these jobs was pitifully low. She could barely afford the rent. In 1992, 6 months after running away, she couldn't make a living outside anymore. So she thought about going home to ask her parents for some money. However, when she got home, her parents scolded her again. Thus, Shu Qi chose to leave home again. Just when Shu Qi was worried about making a living, she encountered a talent scout on the road. The scout asked her if she was interested in doing commercials. Shu Qi asked him how much money she could make from the commercials. The scout replied, how much do you want to earn? Then that's how much you can earn. The inexperienced Shu Qi, after hearing that she could earn a lot from commercials, she directly agreed to it. When Shu Qi arrived at the shooting location, she realized that they wanted her to shoot a fully nude photo shoot. Shu Qi said in an interview, at first, she didn't want to do it, but they all surrounded her, constantly praising her. And then someone was there trying to persuade her. Just say, oh my, you must be very beautiful. You look really pretty. It's a shame not to shoot a photo collection with such a great figure. He also said to her, many female stars became famous from photo collections. After you finish shooting this collection, you will definitely become a big star. By then, you won't have to worry about food and drink. At that time, Shu Qi was very young. He naively thought, after he finished shooting this collection, he might really become a big star. So he directly agreed to the other party. It was precisely this photo collection that caught the attention of a big shot. That was Ko Chuncheong, who had underworld connections. When Ko Chuncheong saw on the photo collection Shu Qi's graceful figure, he immediately recruited her to his company. Then he cast her in the film Spirit and Desire. In fact, this movie was not originally an erotic film. And the male lead is not Ko Chun-cheong either. It was only later that Ko Chun-cheong saw Shu Qi on set. He was instantly captivated by Shu Qi's beauty. So he immediately had the screenwriter revise the script. They added many romantic scenes between the male lead and Shu Qi. Moreover, he dismissed the originally cast male lead. Then he personally took on the role. He starred as the male lead in this film. After this film was released, Shu Qi's brilliant performance in the movie caught the attention of the renowned director Wang Jing. Thus, Wang Jing went to great lengths to bring Shu Qi into his company. Initially, Wang Jing had Shu Qi continue acting in erotic films. Until later, Shu Qi's remarkable performance in A Sex and the City won the Best Supporting Actress award at the 16th Hong Kong Film Awards, Best Supporting Actress, and the Best New Performer award. After that, Wang Jing no longer allowed Shu Qi to act in erotic films. It was simply because my family was poor. I came to Hong Kong because I had no money. I want to act. I want to make money. The fourth is Chan Palin. Chan Palin was born in Shanghai, China in 1973. When she was 4 years old, her parents chose to divorce. Neither of her parents wanted her during the divorce. But ultimately, she was awarded to her mother. After Chan Palin's parents divorced, her mother wanted to develop her career in Hong Kong. Her mother thought that taking Chan Palin along would be a burden. So she sent her directly to her grandmother's house. During her time at her grandmother's house, it was the happiest time of Chan Palin's life. If she could have stayed with her grandmother, perhaps her life would have been very different. In 1985, Chan Palin's mother suddenly returned from Hong Kong. When she saw the 12-year-old Chan Palin, she had already blossomed into a graceful young woman. She immediately began to calculate in her mind. He then found his mother. He said to his mother, "I am doing well in Hong Kong now. I not only have a stable job, but I have also bought a house. I came back this time to take my daughter to Hong Kong to enjoy life." Then, Grandma asked Chan Palin if she would like to go to Hong Kong with her mother. When Chan Palin learned that her mother wanted to take her to live in Hong Kong, she was overjoyed. Although she was reluctant to leave her grandma, she longed for her mother's love. She desperately wanted to live with her mother. So she immediately packed her bags and followed her mother on the journey to Hong Kong. Chan Palin originally thought that she would enjoy the long-lost love of her mother, but what she didn't expect was that this was the beginning of her nightmare. After arriving in Hong Kong, Chan Palin discovered, "My mother never had a stable job in Hong Kong. She had also accumulated huge debts due to gambling. Moreover, my mother brought me to Hong Kong. It wasn't to let me enjoy a comfortable life. Instead, it was to make me help pay off her debts." In order to help my mother pay her debts, young Chan Palin came to Hong Kong. She did many jobs, but because she was too young at the time, she could only take on odd jobs to help with household expenses. As long as there was money, anything dirty could be done. In 1988, Chan Palin's mother saw her 15-year-old daughter had already blossomed into a striking beauty. Eager to pay off her debts, she once again set her sights on her own daughter. She sold Chan Palin to a modeling agency that specialized in adult photography. During this time, Chan Palin earned a considerable amount of money for her mother, but in the face of massive gambling debts, these earnings still seemed like a drop in the bucket. In order to help her daughter earn more money, later, she had Chan Palin participate in the Miss Asia beauty pageant, but due to Chan Palin's lack of stage experience, she ultimately did not make it to the finals. Although Chan Palin did not reach the finals, her tall figure and beautiful looks still attracted the attention of many directors. At that time, Chan's mother, in order to make money, would accept any film as long as a director approached her. She took on any kind of film. Later, she even disregarded her daughter's age and feelings, without any reservations, and signed her for nearly 10 contracts for erotic films. Charlie Cho, who had previously worked with Chan Palin, once said in an interview that actually, Chan Palin initially was not willing to shoot this type of film. He cried continuously at the film set while shooting his first movie, and he refused anyone's touch. However, his mother had already signed a contract for him. If he didn't shoot, he would have to pay a hefty penalty for breach of contract. So he had no choice but to bite the bullet to complete the filming of these projects. In this way, Chan Palin found herself unwillingly filming several adult films in succession. After these films were released, Chan Palin became a bona fide sex symbol. It wasn't until 1994 that Chan Palin welcomed a chance for a comeback. That year, she met Stephen Chow. Stephen Chow cast her in his directorial film, Domestic Ling Ling Chi. She played the role of a sexy female assassin. After this film was released, Chan Palin's acting skills received some recognition. In fact, she could have transitioned to serious dramas based on this film. But at this moment, she encountered someone significant in her life. The most important man is the wealthy tycoon Wang Mincheng. However, because Wang Mincheng is known as a notorious playboy, he had more than just Chan Palin as his girlfriend. Therefore, the two ultimately parted ways unhappily. After their breakup, Chan Palin underwent a drastic change in temperament and engaged in many extreme behaviors. In 2002, shortly after Chan Palin gave birth to a baby boy, she jumped directly from the 24th floor. This ended her tragic life. I've grown afraid of the hard life. The fifth is Loletta Lee. In 1966, Loletta Lee was born in Hong Kong. The reason she became an actress can be said to be completely coincidental. In 1981, after school at the age of 15, Loletta Lee went to Causeway Bay to shop with her classmates. Coincidentally, at that time a talent scout was searching for a female lead for a soda commercial for his company's shoot. After the scout saw Loletta Lee, he thought her innocent and cute appearance perfectly suited to play the lead role in the advertisement. So he took the initiative to approach Loletta Lee. He asked her if she was interested in becoming an advertisement star. He also offered a high salary. At that time, many big stars in Hong Kong started with advertising. They all began by filming commercials. Loletta Lee thought to herself, she might also become a big star because of this. So she happily accepted the invitation. Loletta Lee said in an interview. At that time, she was still young. Plus, she had not graduated yet. So she was working as a part-time model. She would film at most 1 or 2 commercials a month. In 1983, when Mak Dong-hung was preparing to shoot the film Endless Love, he searched for a long time but could not find a suitable actress to play the second female lead, Lulu, in the film. Later, one time, she saw Loletta Lee's advertisement on television. She thought Loletta Lee's image and temperament very suitable to play the supporting role of Lulu in the film. So he immediately sent someone to contact Loletta Lee. He invited her to star in the film. After the film was released, Loletta Lee impressed the audience with her brilliant performance in the role. Not only did she leave a deep impression on the audience, but she also gained recognition from many renowned directors. Subsequently, Loletta Lee starred in several well-known films. Among them were The Eight Happiness, which once set the highest box office record in Hong Kong, and the beloved Rich and Famous series. After these films were released, Loletta Lee gained a certain level of fame, but the explosive popularity of these films also limited her range of roles, because at that time, most of the characters she portrayed in films were other people's daughters, or roles like a schoolgirl. Loletta Lee said in an interview that as she got older, she realized she was no longer suited to play that type of role. At that time, she really wanted to transition her career. However, no directors approached her for other types of roles. In order to seek a breakthrough in her career, she decided to film some bold movies. So, in 1993, Loletta Lee consecutively filmed 3 erotic films. After these 3 films were released, they all achieved good box office results and positive reviews. Loletta Lee also became a hot star in Hong Kong cinema thanks to her brilliant performances in the films. She became one of the hottest actresses in the Hong Kong film industry at that time. Loletta Lee once said in an interview, after filming these 3 movies, the directors looking for her to play student roles or other people's daughters became fewer and fewer. Instead, more directors began to seek her for other types of roles. She said that after achieving her goal, she would no longer take on erotic films. If you have a good figure, why not show it? End of the previous episode. If you like it, please give a follow. The next episode will be even more exciting.